Okay. All right. Oh, don't mind my shirt. Don't mind my shirt. Don't mind my shirt. But yeah, what an episode. What an episode. So we open up on Sylvie getting arrested as a kid. She was a little baby. She was like 7, 8, playing with her toys. They took her up. They snatched her up. And, you know, they arrested her, put her all up in a suit. And then she's like, oh, report to your crimes. She have no idea what the fuck is going on. You feel me? And then right, right, she's in the TVA for the first time, right? She don't use any magic because, like, once again, she's still a little kid and everything like that. And like she said last episode, that her mother didn't really teach her magic and she had to learn it herself. So she goes, she goes and stomps on the lady, on I don't know her name, it's almost the black lady, and no racial, and she stomps on the black lady's foot, bow, right? Took her little like TVA phone. I'm gonna just call it the TVA phone. She took her TVA phone and she was gone. She dipped. She was gone out that place, and you know, and then we cut to Lamentus. Saying, oh, how Sylvie and Loki, they're talking, blah, 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 and then Sylvie talking about that experience, and then Loki's like, oh no, you escaped the TVA from a little kid, you learned magic on your own, you did all this, you did that, you did this, that, and whatever, you're amazing, you're valid. And then, you know, they look into each other's eyes, and they start to fall in love with each other. And then boom, TVA come knocking, blow, come to arrest you again. So then, boom, they arrested her, right? They took Sylvie to a room, and then they took Loki to a room, right? I just sounded like Ryan George, but whatever. They took Sylvie and Loki to a separate. It was 2 separate rooms. So, right? So then, Loki's in the room with Owen Wilson. I'm still calling him Owen Wilson. I'm not calling him Mobius. So Loki's in the room with Owen Wilson, right? And he's about to go to the time loop. He about to get Doctor Strange. So yeah, before he get Doctor Strange, he tries to explain to him. He tries to explain to Owen Wilson that, listen, the TVA is lying to you. But then, you know, Owen Wilson, wow, I don't believe you. So yeah, so he goes into the time loop. He goes into the time loop. He get Doctor Strange in that bit. He get Doctor Strange. Okay, so we meet up with I was about to say Loki. So we meet up with Owen Wilson and the black lady, right? He goes into an office. He's like, oh, like let me go talk to Sylvie. She's like, oh, no, no, you can't do that. No, that's out of your jurisdiction. So he's like, okay, O'Brien. Like, I'm just saying, it would be cool if I would talk to her. And then she's all like, oh, well, like, hey, you talked to Loki. You talked to the other Loki last time, and he got away. So what do you think about to happen when you talk to Sylvie now? What do you think about happening when you talk to Sylvie now? So Loki's like, I keep saying Loki. So Owen Wilson, he leaves. He's like, all right, whatever. So he goes like by the elevator thing, and he meet up with Hunter B-15, I think, right? The other black lady, right? And then Loki's all like, I keep saying Loki, my Jesus. So Owen Wilson's, he's all like, you know, we had to deal with Kree, Titans, and vampires. Why is 2 demigods such important? So it's just a problem. I'm like, oh! I said, oh! So what I'm like is like, yo, Kree. We saw them people up in Captain Marvel. Right? We saw them people up in Captain Marvel. Titans. Thanos. right? Did they have to deal with Thanos? Imagine, yo. Imagine Thanos versus Owen Wilson. Oh, I want to see that. I want to see that now. I want to see that. That's something that I didn't know that I needed to see until I needed to know that I need to see it. So yeah, so Kree, Captain Marvel, Titan, Thanos, and he said vampires. Who's a vampire in the Marvel universe? Morbius. Imagine Mobius and Morbius. But like, hey, I don't know. You feel me? Like, if they hunted down vampires, they could have used they could have had help with Blade. They probably did. Hey, I'm just spitballing. I'm just spitballing. Like they had to deal with vampires. They could have had help with Blade, and then boom, we get Morbius in the MCU, and then boom, we get Blade in the MCU. So, you know, you gotta be looking at the dialogue and seeing how it connects to certain things. Because Marvel, when they do their dialogue, they be writing that script. They say, that gonna lead to this, and this gonna lead to that, and this gonna lead to blah. Word. So yeah. Okay, so then we get, right? Then we get Mobius. We get Owen Wilson. Right? And Loki. And Owen Wilson, they chatting it up. They getting in the mix. Word, right? So then, you know, Owen Wilson's all like, why was there a Nexus event on the Mantis? So then Loki just blurts it out, but like, listen, shut up and listen. He goes like, oh, you're not real, you're a variant, so is everyone else. Do this. He's all like, he's doing that. And Mobius all like, wow. He don't say wow, but he's like, wow. And he's like, oh, you know, oh no, actually before that, Mobius is no, actually Loki is like lying to, I said Mobius. Loki is lying to Owen Wilson, saying that how, oh, me and her, we're not friends, this, that, and the other. As soon as we finish what we were gonna do, I was gonna kill her. And then Owen Wilson's like, oh no, you don't gotta worry about that. We already did it. We already pruned her ass. And then Loki's like, wait, what? And then Owen Wilson's like, yeah, we got her. Hunter B-15 came up in the room and pruned her. Blow! And Loki's like, oh well, goodbye, good riddance. And you know, he's sitting back. He trying to look happy, but his eyes, you want to see someone lying to you? Look into their eyes, and Loki's eyes, they saying, damn, that was my girl, bro. Why you do that? But then his face is talking about like, good. I'm glad she's gone. And Mobius look into his eyes saying, listen, I know you like her. You that's crazy. You're really a narcissist. You fell in love with yourself. And I'm just like, and Loki's just like, and then Mobius just like, listen, we didn't kill her yet. And then they take her, and then Loki blurts out everything, saying that he is a variant, and the timekeepers aren't real, and this, that, and the other, and the TVA is lying to all of y'all, and then Owen Wilson's like, wow, and he don't believe him, and then he sends him back, right? So then we go and talk to Owen Wilson and the black lady, I don't know her name. We talk to Owen Wilson and the black lady. They're like, all right, yes, they have drinks, case closed. They have drinks, case closed, you know. And then she's all like, listen, if you could go anywhere, anytime, where would you go? Owen Wilson like, listen, I can go anywhere, anytime. And then she's like, no, like for real, like where would you go? And then Owen Wilson's just like, like I like being here with you. And then she's all like, listen, the reason why I didn't let you go to Sylvie was because C20, her brain got scrambled and she died, and I don't want that happening to you. So then Owen Wilson's like, you see, I knew I was your favorite. I knew I was your favorite analyst. They laugh, and then she goes ahead and put like the little trophy on her little bookshelf, and Owen Wilson takes her little TV, takes her little TVA phone. So yeah. So then we meet up with Hunter B15 and Sylvie. We meet up with them, and then Hunter B15, she's kind of like a little skeptical about it. She's like on and off. She's like all she known was a TVA, and now like these two Lokis pull up in the mix out of nowhere. Talking about, oh, now you see all this? You see all this? Your whole life is gone. It's done. It's finished. It's not real. So she goes to the source. She goes with Sylvie. They go back up into Rock's car where they first met, right? When we first met them, like 2 episodes before, and yeah, and then we don't see what's happening, but we see her face, and she's crying in the rain, and she's like, I look happy, like I never smiled, like are those teeth? Like I looked happy. Like, all I knew was pain and sorrow and sadness and depression. What is that on my face? Is that what people call a smile? And we're like, damn. Your life that depressing? You don't know what a smile is? But yeah. So now she believes. So yeah. She believes. Okay, so we meet up with Loki and Owen Wilson. Owen Wilson come and save him from the time loop. He saved him from getting more Doctor Stranged, and he's like, are you sure? Are you positive? What Sylvie's saying is true? Loki's like, yes, I believe her. So Owen Wilson's like, all right, you got it. So they go back to the TVA, and then there she go with her little minions. Blah, right? And then she's like, I think you have something of mine. And then Owen Wilson, he plays it smart. He's like, oh yeah, I noticed I picked up yours. I noticed I picked up yours as soon as I got down there. So, she don't say Ravonna. I'm gonna call her that instead of Black Lady. I'm sorry. So yeah, Ravonna she just stays quiet, and then Owen Wilson's like, what's happening? What's going on? And then Ravonna just keeps on staying quiet again, having her mouth closed, right? So then, Owen's like, you know what? Fuck it. So he's like, boom. You know what? You know where I want to go? Wherever I want to go, whenever I want to go? I want to be on a jet ski. Cruising on a jet ski on the open sea. Wind flowing in my hair. Waters, the ocean splashing against my knees. I want to do that. I want to do that. And then Ravonna's just like, prune him. And he go like, blow. The dude go like, blow. And boom. He's dead. He's gone. Loki's shocked. She's like, he's like, oh. And Ravonna, she don't even shed a tear. She's just like, I killed him. Good job. Let's go. So Loki, he goes he goes down the hole, and then Ravonna picks up Sylvie, and then Sylvie goes also down the hall, and then Sylvie and Loki and Ravonna, they all go down to the elevator, and boom! We meet the timekeepers. We meet the big dogs. We meet the trio. Okay, so boom, right? So they go ahead and meet the timekeepers. Fight breaks out. Boom. They fighting, then Hunter B-15 come up in the cut with the blow. They come up with a spear, throws it at Sylvie, boom. Right? They fighting. Then it's Loki versus those two cops and Sylvie versus Ravonna. And we see Loki take those two out. Boom, boom. And then Sylvie and Ravonna, they going at it. They punching, they kicking, doing all this. Ravonna's on top of Sylvie, and then Sylvie slips around. Boom. And then Ravonna is under Sylvie, and then boom, Sylvie goes out. Pow. Goes out. Pow. Punch her in the face, knocking her out. So once she's knocked out, right, they go ahead and they do the cop, and boom, right? Then, whatchamacallit? So, Sylvie throws the thing. Sylvie throws the thing at the center one, at the center timekeeper. Head rolls off like Thanos in the Infinity War. No, in Endgame. Head rolls off the head. Head rolls off the shoulders like Thanos in Endgame. Boom. And then, right? Sylvie and Loki, they talking. They're like, wait, hold up, they're androids? They're robots. The timekeepers are robots. They're nothing but a bunch of complex series of ones and zeros. Technically, we are too because we live in a simple nation, but that's beside the point. So they're thinking like, all right, what we gotta do now? Because they find that because the thing that they were trying to do the whole time, they just did it, and they find out that it didn't even count because they're robots. And then boom, we're gonna come up with a little thing and go like bow right up in there, right on Loki. I think they were about to kiss too, right when they were about to kiss, bow. Loki disintegrates, right? So then Sylvie and Ravonna, they fight, and then Sylvie's on top of Ravonna, and like Ravonna's just like, do it, and she's like, no, I'm not gonna kill you, no, you're gonna tell me everything, and then boom, please stand by. So yeah. That was the episode. The Nexus event. That was the Nexus event. It was Nexus events. So yeah. I can't wait for next episode. And I can't wait for next week, next episode. I think there's like two. Last week we were halfway, so this is the fourth. So yeah, there's two more episodes. Well, there's really one more episode and then the season finale. But 2 more episodes until the show is done. And then we are going to be waiting for What If? And I can't wait for that. Actually, the next Marvel thing is happening on July 9th, and that's the coming out with Black Widow. And I'm seeing that, and most likely either that day, either the 9th or the 10th, I'm gonna give my little breakdown of that movie. So yeah, I'm on this Marvel. I'm on this. Also, if you want to know what's happening up on my screen right now and it's not Marvel, I'm watching Simpsons. I'm like on season 2, episode something. I don't know. I think it's like episode 20, I believe. Probably, I don't know. But yeah, I'm watching The Simpsons right now, starting from the beginning to the end. It wasn't episode 20. It was season 2. Look, it was season 2. It was season 2, episode 18. Brush with Greatness. Right? So I'm on that episode. But yeah, that was Loki. The Nexus event. That was season 1, episode 4. So yeah.